Cody and I focused on enhancing student capabilities towards the fundamental movement skills of two-hand striking and throwing. In particular, the students work as a team through the use of striking, throwing and fielding activities to develop these movement skills. The intended learning outcomes we developed were assembled with the idea of not knowing what skill level these students were capable of. So in this case, the outcomes were not filled with very high expectations or challenges, but with the application we knew students at that age would be capable of already. This was through the use of the Health and Physical Education section of ACARA. The outcomes list: able to actively participate in class discussions, able to display teamwork by cooperating in group activities, able to apply effective fielding strategies, able to analyse appropriate ball placement when throwing, able to use sensory awareness to stop, catch, throw or hit the ball, and students should be able to respond to unexpected or modified movement patterns. In the activity partner pass, students are to perform quick passes or throws to their partner within the specified zone. At the same time this is happening, the other team is trying to intercept the ball. So in Beat the Ball, students are split into fielders and throwers. One person is to throw the ball within first and third base out into the field, while everyone else works together to get the ball into the bucket. But every fielder has to touch the ball before it is put into the bucket, so time on task is maximised. When the ball is put into the bucket, the thrower stops running. So in ball scramble, students line up at one side of the court with their same partner from partner pass. On the other side, the teacher rolls the tennis balls out to the students on go. And with their partners, they have to pass the ball all the way to where the teacher is into the bucket to stop. So in Beat the Ball Modified, students have to perform the same rules with Beat the Ball before, but with some modification to enhance fielding throwing performance. These include the bucket being outside the diamond, and if the ball is caught, students will be out. And now a single tennis ball is used instead of two Nerf or softballs. In T-ball, students perform the same concept as Beat the Ball, now with new modifications that enhance striking development. So a shortstop is introduced behind the batter, and a tee and a bat is put in place to hit the ball off. So when students have touched the ball, a strategy used was for them to sit down so there was no confusion with who has or has not touched it. Once the shortstop has received the ball, the runner stops. These teaching activities cater for students of different abilities because each strategy has room for modifications that can be put into place to make it challenging for both advanced and average skilled students. One example is in Beat the Ball, where each base is equal to 1 point. More skilled students will aim for higher runs, but average skilled students can still achieve runs by placing the ball in certain positions or throwing further.
This is a list of some advantages and disadvantages of the game sense approach in our lesson. The game sense approach was used to develop striking and throwing skills with the use of implementing challenges and modifications to small-sided games. In between each activity, we discussed with the students about why the aspects of the game T-ball are important to understand before the how these skills are performed to play the game. In the first lesson, we organised the games into a whole class situation. However, from peer review feedback, it was mentioned time on task would be more effective. So in the second lesson, we split each small game into two separate activities. This change helped facilitate student learning because there was more time for each student to practice the required task, which aligned with intended learning outcomes we set. This teaching experience will affect our future teaching because we learned how important student positioning is in relation to distractions or the teacher during discussion, and also how clarity of instruction and flow of lesson is vital to successful learning.